So I'd like to call the East Brandywine Township Board of Supervisors PM meeting on Thursday, June 15th, 2023 at 6:30 PM to order. A recording device will be in use during this meeting. To open the meeting, let's stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Under public comment for agenda items, I want to remind everybody that rules for conduct of public meetings established by Resolution 2001-08. The time allotted for each individual making a comment shall be 3 minutes unless otherwise set by the presiding officer. Additional public comment may be granted at the discretion of the presiding officer at the conclusion of the meeting. Item number 3, minutes of previous meetings.
Pardon the interruption, Mr. Chairman. Would you like to ask if there's public comment?
I always forget that.
Right, you're good at the rules.
Is there any public comment on agenda items? Okay. Thank you, Luke. And thank you last meeting. All right, minutes of the previous meetings. Board of Supervisors meeting minutes of June 1st, 2023 AM session. Is there a motion to, any comments or motion to accept?
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
Any comments?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, Treasurer's Report, authorization to pay bills and approve payroll. I'll make a motion. I have reviewed the bills and had my questions answered earlier in the week. So I will make a motion to approve the Treasurer's Report and authorization to pay the bills and approve the payroll.
I'll second.
Any comment? All those in favor?
Aye.
And now we get to the Administrator's Report. So we will start with the Township Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, members of the board. PennDOT has informed the township that beginning on Monday, June 19th, and for a period of 2 weeks, Horseshoe Pike will be closed to all traffic between the My Place and Downingtown Development and Edges Mill Road in Cowan Township. This is not a PennDOT project. The road closure is necessary to install a sanitary sewer serving the My Place at Downingtown Residential Development, also located in Cowan Township. PennDOT has stated it's not possible to perform this work with single lane closures or night work. The official detour, as determined by PennDOT, has been revised for a third time from the versions previously shared in the spring 2023 mile marker newsletter and that presented to the Board of Supervisors last month by me. In consultation with Cowan Township, West Brandywine Township, and East Brandywine Township, PennDOT has elected to require the developer to post 2 distinct detours, one for trucks and a second for cars. The cars will, as originally proposed, use Bondsville Road in East Brandywine Township. The trucks will use 82 in West Brandywine Township. In response to specific concerns raised by township staff, PennDOT has or will They have patched and installed guardrail on Bondsville Road to address a condition on that road as a result of Hurricane Ida. They will require the developer to install signs noting that our Horseshoe Pike Business District will still be accessible. And they have agreed to require the developer to reprogram the signal located in Guthriesville Village to prioritize Bondsville to Horseshoe Pike turn maneuvers. Roadmaster Van Loo will be meeting with Signal Service, the township's signal maintenance consultant, on Monday morning to implement this change. I'd like to remind everybody to support our local businesses. Horseshoe Pike will remain open in East Brandywine Township, allowing access to all businesses along Horseshoe Pike throughout the construction period. The portion of the road closed is just a small section of Horseshoe Pike located in Cowan Township between Edges Mill and Gendry Drive. That's where the new traffic signal has been installed. I have a couple events that will occur before the next meeting of the Board of Supervisors. First of all, tomorrow night, there's the first movie in the community park featuring The Croods 2. There will be a free concert in the park on June 22nd featuring Anthem Arcade. There will be a second free concert in the park on July 6th featuring the Westchester Swing Kings, and a free second movie in the park featuring Enchanto on July 14th. Respectfully submitted, Township Manager.
Thank you. Building Inspector's Report.
For the month of May 2023, there were a total of 25 building permits that issued, including, including 2 zoning permits. Fees collected for the building and zoning permits totaled $15,581.50. There were 15 use and occupancy permits issued. There were 163 inspections completed, and total fees collected were $15,581.50. And as I read this, this is one of the rare occasions in which the person preparing the report could have read it themselves. Thank you, Noran King.
Okay. Township Roadmaster Report.
There is none this evening.
Police Department Report.
Good evening. The Police Department was awarded a certificate of appreciation from the Domestic Violence Center of Chester County for our 10 years of participation in the lethality assessment program. The program is used by our officers responding to domestic violence situations to identify high-risk relationships between intimate partners and to refer those individuals to the Domestic Violence Center for counseling and other services. The program is designed to save lives and stop the escalation of intimate partner violence. Last week, the police department attended the last day of school at Brandywine Wallace Elementary School, and we gave out our annual last day gift to the students. This is a tradition that we began a number of years ago, and one in which the kids really look forward to each year. This year's gift was a fidget spinner embossed with our logo and department initials. For the month of May, the department recorded 2,434 events. We conducted 197 investigations. We had 3 criminal arrests, 1 summary arrest, 3 warrant arrests, 1 juvenile petition. There were 8 traffic accidents investigated. Officers issued 189 traffic citations. They issued 95 traffic warnings, and officers logged 11,096 miles of patrol. There was no training completed during the month of May, and we had 2 correspondents. One was a thank you from Peter Cole regarding a vehicle stop interaction with Sergeant Jane Ferraro, and a thank you from Rebecca Richard regarding a vehicle stop interaction she had with Sergeant Steve Tyree.
I guess those were warnings then.
Oh, they were citations, believe it or not. And the attachments you have tonight are the monthly investigations, also officer activity reports, and the copies of the correspondence. Thank you.
Thank you. And Fire Company Report.
Thank you. Fire Company report for the month of May. East Brandywine Fire Company responded to 64 total incidents, 35 fire, 29 medical. We had 12 fire calls in East Brandywine Township, 18 medical calls in East Brandywine Township. We had an average of 10 personnel responding per call. For major calls, we had an average of 15 personnel responded. We used 187 gallons of East Brandywine fuel. We had a fire loss of $30,000, which I'll talk about in a moment. We had 6 training sessions with 22 people in attendance. The fire was on Tradition Lane, May 27th, in the early hours around 0200. We had 22 members in attendance, and the fire was contained to the back deck in the garage. Ex-Supervisor Volts reached out to us as it was a personal friend of his, and commended the fire company on the job they did at that call. I don't know if the supervisors are aware, but we've had an issue with engine 49-2. It was out of service for 6 weeks with a power steering issue. It's now back on station, and unfortunately, Rescue 49 is now out of service with engine issues with no time frame for its return. I believe that each one of the supervisors were sent an email as a quote State of the Union from the president of the company. He also included West Brandywine Township and Upper Euclid in his email, just to bring you gentlemen up to date on what's going on at the firehouse. All good things that you'll read once you hear the email. And I think, Carl, you already read it and got it.
I've read it, and I want to thank your brother for taking the time to write it and keeping us well informed. I think the fire company is a success due to a lot of efforts, but especially you and your brothers. May Planning Commission minutes. Anybody have any questions on them?
I make a motion to approve the May Planning Commission minutes.
Second. Any comment? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any old business?
There is none, Mr. Chair.
Under new business, item A, appointment of our new township treasurer, Emily Albert. So does that require a motion?
If you don't mind, I have a brief introduction to the issue, Mr. Chairman.
That'd be fantastic.
All right, so thank you. First, some sad news this evening. Lisa Velitis, the Township Treasurer, provided notice as required by our employee manual of her resignation, which was effective yesterday, June 14th. Lisa was offered the position of Finance Director at West Bradford Township and has accepted. I would like to thank Lisa for her years of service to East Brandywine Township and wish her the best in her exciting new role with our neighbors to the south. On a more positive note, my recommendation this evening is that the Township promote a talented individual already on our team to fill this vacancy. Emily Albert joined the team in November of 2020. In every role she has served in the time since her appointment, she has demonstrated initiative, attention to detail, and the ability to rapidly master new skills. As required by the second-class Township Code, Emily has secured bonding in the amount of $1.5 million. At this time, it is my pleasure to recommend the Board appoint Emily Albert as the East Brandywine Township Treasurer per Section 701 of the second-class Township Code.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to accept the appointment of Emily Albert as our Township Treasurer. Got 2 seconds. All those in favor? Aye. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Emily.
Congratulations.
If we would have known you were going to come, we'd have extras here, so it'd be a big crowd. All right, moving on. Subdivision and ordinance applications. I'm not aware of any. And ordinance and resolutions for consideration, I'm not aware of any also. So now we have public comment on non-agenda items. Is there any public comment on non-agenda items? Seeing none, we'll move on to notices. There was no executive sessions have been held between Friday, June 2nd, and the PM session on 6/15/23. However, we will have an executive session after this meeting to discuss personnel matters. So is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn the meeting of June 15th, 2023.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.